How attractive am I? How attractive are you? Let's find out. Damn, this is definitely an old whole math video, bro.
How do I know how attractive I am? It's the number one question I get since starting the channel. I'm
Okay.
going to give you 2 rules to find out, but first let me explain.
I'm gonna give myself a 7, and if I'm not, I'm gonna work towards it. And if I'm already a 7, I'm gonna work towards something higher.
This
That's how
is my
you
how
do it,
attractive
right?
diagram. It's new. I included a guy and a girl evaluating themselves and each other according to the standard female delusion chart. It's based on examples of relationships and the power dynamics that structure
Oh
them.
yeah. If an eight,
It's based
if an eight look like this, yeah, I'm 7.
on examples of relationships and the power dynamics that structure them so you can get a sense of how people assess their own value and trade it with others. Basically, what is this person giving to their partner or target partner and what are they getting in return? This is what I think we should all be shooting for, perfect 50-50, and also admitting that we are average. I included the attractiveness bell curve with the not people zone built in. That is why
Wait, so if 5 is average, then when people are normally asked this question, what do you think you are from a scale of 1 to 10? Why the hell do we say 7? Why do people say 7? Right? People say 6 or 7. If 5 is the average, I thought 6 would have been the average. So if 6 is above average, everybody can't be above average. So more people need to start saying 5 and below. But nobody does that. Mm.
most guys don't get attention. That's why there's a second average here. That's Ryan Gosling. That's the average
Oh,
of the
okay.
men that count as people. I included
Cool.
the ways that we evaluate each other. There are things that everyone likes or doesn't like. There are
Mm.
things that people usually like and don't like. And then there are
Mm.
personal preferences, and then a reminder of how to use them. And
Mm.
finally, a reminder that not everyone has the
Let me
same
read that
preferences,
reminder.
and then a reminder.
Measure others by universal and usual preferences, not by your personal likes and dislikes. Nobody does that.
Reminder of how to use them. And
People
finally,
should
a
do that
reminder
though.
that not
That's a
everyone
good
has the
idea.
same opinion. I've gotten
That's true.
this from up here, and I have gotten this from down here. I depicted a
Mm.
variety of relationships. This is an Elon Musk, Andrew Tate type situation. He has a lot of money and power, and so he doesn't have to put in much effort. Here's an example from an old video I made. She doesn't want none of
Remember,
that
this was eight
unless you're
months ago.
attractive. She says, don't catcall me unless you're a 7, by which she means 9. This
Okay.
is a relationship I was in. That is a picture of me when I was good. I spent some time with somebody who I liked, but there was a large attractiveness difference, and so she tolerated a lot from me. Here again is what most people should be shooting for, on the same level, each putting in half. Here's another example from my TikTok. He was in a relationship with someone who wasn't putting in anything. As
Oof.
you can see, it does not matter how hard he works, she wasn't ever going to change. And finally, at
Facts.
the bottom,
I've been in this as well, and what I did was cut my losses. I gave her the choice, hey, do you want to be serious or not? I gave her some time to think about it. But at the end of the day, I chose myself, and I was like, all right, well, maybe we could still be friends, maybe. But as relationship goes, I'm gonna save myself for something better.
as you
And then something better came along. Crazy how that
can
works.
see, it does not matter how hard he works, she wasn't ever going to change. And finally, at the bottom, I have a reminder that it doesn't always have to be 50-50. As long as everyone is happy with the situation, somebody who is
It's a
maybe
win.
of a little lower value can put in more, and someone else of a little higher value can put in less, and it can work out. You
Yeah,
can do something like this
definitely
if
can.
you're okay with it. And if you're
Yeah,
if you're not okay with doing something like this,
then
then you
change
have to
it.
just not do it anymore. So
Yeah.
basically, this would be what someone perceives about their value and then how much work they're willing to put in for what they perceive about their partner's value.
Mm.
Sometimes people will say something like, I know a guy who's a 2 who has a girl that's a 9, and that's not true. It's just that she
That
perceives something in him that equalizes the value transfer. So
yeah,
people don't have a
that's true.
value, they
That's
have
also
a
true.
perceived value, and everyone perceives it differently, and
The real question is, how did he get there? How did the two put himself in the position to be accepted by that 9? Hmm.
how attractive you are is the average of how you are perceived. It's not all looks. I once said that I know where I am with women, but not with each woman. I've gotten, again, a variety of responses. And that can make it hard to tell where you are, and that's why you have to pay attention to feedback. When I
Mm.
started getting in shape, I noticed that more women would smile at me, and they would pretend to be helpless, so I would do things for them, and then they would look at me on the street. And I never made it up here, but some people do. So I think I'm here
Bail
right
money
now
is
because these
crazy.
things have
She
slowed
love you.
down for me. So I was here when I was young, and then I put in effort, and everything changed, and then, time. Some
Yep.
women still
Time.
like me a lot, but they have to get to know me first, which
True.
equalizes attraction. So that's feedback. For men, anyway. For women, it's different, but you have to pay attention to the feedback you get, and then look at what kind of person you're getting it from to know where you are.
Mm.
And yes, nothing is a kind of feedback, so if you're getting nothing, that is an answer. But
There it
there are
is.
things you can do about that. You can self improve, and you can get to know people. A lot of guys just go after strange women forever, and they're like, why is it not working? It's because you're here when they don't know you, and you're here when they do know you. So once you get your feedback, identify who you're getting it from. When I got these looks on the street, they were from women in this range, which fits this model. And when I asked women for a number, they told me 8. It all kind of fit together.
Cool.
Let's talk about why this is difficult. Talking about attraction is emotional. Some people just don't see the feedback, some
Mm.
people don't want to admit that they're average, and some people
Mm.
are just delusional. You can say you're a 10 until you
That's also
believe it,
true.
but you cannot say you're a 10 until I believe it.
That's
Scale
also
of
true.
1 to 10.
We just
That fucking
literally we just reacted to like a whole video of this. Check it out.
10.
In the early days of my channel, a month ago, I gave a lot of women ratings. They got a lot of views, especially when I was mean. Women
Especially
volunteered
when
to
I
be
was mean.
complimented and insulted.
It makes you look like a whore.
I got reported for gender-based
Damn.
violence and bullying, even though they volunteered. This guy thought 10 was too high
okay.
for a literal model. Here's what he looks like. So people see the world a little bit distorted. That's why I made this.
Ryan Gosling being attractive is Hollywood propaganda.
She then says that he's average, by which she means
Bro,
this.
if he's
I found a
average,
bunch
that's
of videos
crazy.
like this.
For every one decent looking man, there's
Or is he an average hot guy?
I found a bunch of videos
Okay.
like this.
for every one decent looking man, there's like 50 hot girls. Like, it's ridiculous.
Are you on Tinder here? It's disgusting.
I try to get around these distortions, but not everyone will. That's why you need this. Some people say attraction is subjective, but there are some things we all like or don't like, and some things we usually like or don't like, so it's only part subjective. And the way people perceive you is not all about looks, it's about many things, which is also sometimes very personal. For example, you would not believe this, but some people do not want an angry mommy girlfriend.
But at the same time, some people do, right? Some people be like, "Oh yeah, I like this energy," right? So it's true. It is definitely subjective.
That's Alex Pierce. She's known for her angry ranting. Some people love it.
Yeah.
She's very polarizing. That would be a personal preference in personality. Also, different people value different things differently. I would rather have a 10 here and a 5 here than the other way around. So, judge by universal
real
and
shit.
usual preferences and not personal ones. Include everybody in the world in that age group. And include everything you know about them to get their total value. That's how to judge fairly, but not everyone will do that. So you have to remember how this works and then look for your feedback. Let's do guys first. I said I used to get looks from women on the street when I was up here. That's rule number 1 for guys. If you're getting attention from women who don't know you, you're doing good. That's why very
is good.
few men get all the attention on dating apps, because very few men look good to women right away. Familiarity evens things out, so if you know her pretty well and it's not working, she probably sees you as down here. And you should either adjust your expectations or work on yourself. And you should work on yourself.
That's the
I
hard
went
part.
from here to
Yeah.
here and it changed everything. Guys down here tend to think that women are just difficult, but if you make it past this line,
You gotta put in
you
effort.
get to be difficult, and I recommend it.
You gotta
This is
put
a
in
real
effort.
thing someone said to me. I was basically staying at her place, drinking all her wine, hitting on her friends, and she was like, I can't get rid of you. It's a good thing you're so good. I don't actually recommend treating people this way.
Sheesh.
I'm just saying you can be valued. I will show you how to
You
work on
can
yourself
be a
in a
dick.
video called Self-Maximize
Yeah,
coming
it's
up.
possible.
Basically, do this first, find out who likes it, do this next, and try to end up here. Okay, now let's do women. Men have to know when they are here, and women have to know when they are here. I just told men that if you're getting attention from women that you don't know, then you're doing pretty well. Some women think this is true about them too. It is not.
Yeah, because you're a woman, right? So, and men naturally approach women. So yeah, for a woman to approach a man, it's not normal. So yeah, if a woman is hitting on you or approaching you on the streets, you're doing good, brother. You're doing good.
This girl is bragging that 108 people are interested in her. She probably thinks they all feel this way. They don't. A lot of men, including me, will give attention to women who we judge as being anywhere from here to here. If I think you're a 4, I probably wouldn't put you higher than here, but I might put you here. You have to know who feels this way about you and who doesn't, and this is how you know. You can't listen to what they say, they'll say anything. You cannot pick who you like and make him keep you. We do not work that way. You have to find out who wants to keep you and pick your favorite one. If you start with this, then you're not filtering out the guys who will make you end up here. Your level is the best guy who will commit, not the best one in your inbox. A lot of women hate that advice. They say, I'm not going to settle for less. And that's okay as long as you realize that if you're aiming too high, you might end up alone or with a guy who's got 5 other girls. All I'm saying is you
And if you're okay with that, it's a win. If you're not okay with that, it's a loss. It's that simple.
don't want to be her, and you cannot be her just by saying you are. Other people have to agree. That's why we used to have marriage. It was proof of commitment and not just saying it. So you can tell who likes you by how much he's investing in you. That's time, money, energy, commitment. How much does he want to have a public relationship? How much does he want to show you off? How fast does he give up other women for you? If he's not giving you those things, he probably won't. So for men, you're looking at what kind of woman is giving you signs of attraction. Being nice is never going to change that. And for women, you're looking at what kind of man is giving you signs of commitment. And more attraction to him is never going to change that. I think we all know these things on some level, but we just don't want to be honest with ourselves. We don't want to admit where we are. But if you do, that's going to get you the best result. This is what most of us should be looking for. So here's those 2 rules I promised you. Number 1, you know how much someone likes you from the energy you get minus the energy you give. Don't expect that to change. And number 2, you know how attractive you are by looking at what kind of person gives you about the same as what they take. So don't give people energy that they don't give back, and then pick from
That's great
whoever
advice.
is left.
That is
If you
absolutely
enjoyed
great
this
advice.
video, there's about 1,000,000 ways to support me on my Linktree, and I'm gonna start making music and stuff. Here's some
Oh,
of it.
no. Hmm. It's interesting music. That was 8 months ago, so I'm actually interested to hear the new music from Home Math. But yeah, how attractive, right? This was great advice. I learned, I mean, I guess a lot of this I already knew, right? But at the same time, it is also good to go through a refresher course. Just because you know something doesn't mean it's not a bad thing to relook at it, especially from a different point of view. So yeah, I think this is a lot of this advice I already said, of course, was good. Um, but yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, it's very subjective where you are, but it's also a part of the perception of you, right? In reality, you might be like a 9 or an 8, right? But it also depends like where you are. Where's your location? How many women or men uh, are doing as good as you, or are you doing better? But it also depends on the looks, 100%. Right? As much as even like me personally, and even like Homap in the video, you know, for a woman, right, a woman that you want to be with in a committed relationship, I also agree that you should go for personality over looks. It doesn't mean looks doesn't matter, but when it's like, do you want a very beautiful person that has no personality, or a person that has a great personality and they look average? Go for the personality, because you can always work on yourself, just like you and your partner could always work on each other, right, to make each other look good, right? I have a home gym. Me and my partner both use the home gym, right? So definitely looks take a big part of it, because how can somebody get to know your personality if they're not even willing to look at you a second time. Good advice. Great video. I enjoyed this. This was dope. All right. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Leave a comment and express your opinion. I love to hear it. Love to read it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good night.